Well, good morning and happy very, very frigid Friday.
It is a frigid Friday.
Frigid Friday.
Yeah.
We had fun Fridays when I was in band in high school. This is a very frigid Friday.
Yeah, it is.
Not little bit less fun.
I don't know why I didn't read the article, but it was something like on the local news, something about the animals in the zoo are doing they really love this cold weather.
I would think if you're a polar bear, yeah.
Probably,
Maybe
yeah.
if you're a cheetah, maybe not.
Yeah,
but
probably not. Yeah.
anyway,
You're not lying.
That's oh goodness.
All right, should we move on to actual business?
Yes, please. So we can just move past that. You might be wondering who this fine-looking guy is over here.
It's not Deacon Morris.
It's not Deacon Morris. For those of you who have bad eyesight and think this is Deacon Morris, it is not. This is Ryan Harrison, and he is from our That Man Is You group here at Incarnate Word. And if you've never heard of That Man Is You, it's just a really awesome formational program for the men of our parish, to be better husbands, to be better fathers, really just to take after the example of St. Joseph. He's the ideal Catholic husband, the ideal Catholic father. And every one of us is called as a disciple, first of all, to be a saint, but especially for the men of our parish, I think it's important that we provide at least some type of formation because we need good leadership in the world and in our church, and part of that starts at home and in our own families. So it's an awesome program we offer here at Incarnate Word. So.
I think it's its third year. It's finishing its third year. In the spring, that'll be the end of 3 years. And each lesson or week is very intentional. It's not just sort of like, hey, let's see what we talk about. It all follows a plan. And even if you say, hey, I haven't been there in a year, or I haven't even heard of it until now, there is something to take away from every single week, every time you can be there. So we would just encourage this sort of a renewed push. COVID kind of knocked us back for a year and a half.
Did a number on us.
Yeah. But at one time when we first started, the first year, we were, on average drawing 120 men every single week. So that's great. And we want to renew that encouragement and that friendship that we saw with a lot of the dads and grandpas of our parish that were working together. It's time to kind of come out of our COVID bunker and renew those good things for the good of each other.
Absolutely. And That Man Is You is Saturday mornings. It starts with breakfast at 6:30, presentation at 7, and you're out of there by 8. So maybe Ryan, just tell us maybe a couple of things that have been beneficial for you through That Man Is You.
Sure. So a little bit about me is I am a single father of 3 boys.
Gotcha.
So I basically last year taken on the responsibility of trying to get my kids into faith. So this fall they're in PSR for the first time ever. So I've got all 3 of them in that. My oldest just received his first reconciliation.
Awesome.
So what I wanted, or what That Man in You has given me, is a strength in my faith for not only myself, but for my kids and my family. I've been able to pass that on. And what we do is we meet, we watch a half-hour video, and then we have a kind of a group discussion. And basically it relates to everyday life. And what I've taken away from it has given me strength to kind of handle what the week is throwing on. It's also given me a connection and a bond to other guys at the parish that I haven't met. I've been at the parish since '98. I went to school here, class of 2004, and essentially when I got done going to school, I went to Catholic high school, Catholic university. I kind of stopped learning. So That Then at You has given me a chance to kind of learn about my faith and kind of grow in my faith, as well as build a connection and kind of like a community with small, a small community within the guys.
Sure.
So,
well, and I think that's a huge thing, because I think guys in particular love to have that community, and community life is not an easy thing to enter into nowadays, even before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So to form intentional communities is something that I was blessed to be a part of, at least in the seminary, and even as a priest being a part of a parish is awesome, but especially for dads, to be able to help form their families in the faith is really, really an awesome thing.
So another reason why I'm here is because I am usually the youngest guy here, and kind of I spoke up at one of the last meetings and was basically about the question is, why am I always youngest one here? And they're like, well, can you help us find younger people? So I am here to kind of encourage any guy in the parish that's interested to come check us out. Like Father said, we meet at 6:30. We provide free coffee and donuts. And then we kind of get to work around 7.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to just kind of like hang out and if you have a struggle or an issue, I promise you somebody else in that room has dealt with something similar or that kind of issue, and it's kind of nice to know that there are other people in the parish who know what's going on or can kind of help you.
Yeah.
So it's been very, very beneficial for me.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah. I know those conversations are always confidential. It's not like
Right.
these aren't things that anyone takes lightly. And the reality is, none of us are born a perfect Christian, or a perfect dad, or a perfect husband, or a perfect man. And so we need to be around other people who can help us, encourage us, give us wisdom that we don't have. This is a great way of providing that and receiving that.
Yeah, and I think especially for the dads in our men's club as well. We got a lot of young dads in our men's club through the school. We want to invite you Saturday mornings to come on out to That Man Is You, and to be a part of just what is a really, really awesome ministry for our dads.
Yep. And then the other thing is, if you have any other questions or anything like that, I will be at church this weekend at the end of Mass at the table. And then I think I'm scheduled to speak again at Mass on the 5th and 6th of February. So
awesome.
I will be around the next couple weeks for any guys who's interested or has more questions to, I'll be back at church at the table. You guys come by, stop by, introduce yourself. We'll have a couple other guys with me. If we can't answer your questions, I guess you're just going to have to come and find out. Right?
There you go. That's a good strategy.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought it was, If we can't answer it, you're going to have to just come and we'll promise you will answer it there at That Man Is You. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. Awesome to be with us today, and you can stick around even for, I guess, the rest of the roundup.
So see how the sausage is made.
Exactly, yeah. So again, that'll be starting this weekend. Ryan will be at a table after Mass, and then be talking the 5th and 6th, I think, of February.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
the next module begins next weekend.
yeah. So come on out Saturday mornings. Today, there's another big thing going on today, and it's not in St. Louis, actually. It is in Washington, D.C., and today is the annual March for Life. Just such an important day to promote and just really just express our voices about the dignity and sanctity of life. Obviously, tomorrow is the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, so it's normally right around this time. So a number of pilgrims, hundreds of pilgrims from our archdiocese, kids from our parishes through their high schools, are in D.C. this morning. The march gets underway normally around noon or 1 o'clock. So we obviously want to pray for their safety, pray for safe travels for them as they come back home, but also to pray that this witness is fruitful. Obviously, right now the Supreme Court's considering a very, very important abortion case out of the state of Mississippi, and we want to pray for wisdom for the justices and for all those who make laws and policies for our country, that they can promote the dignity and sanctity of life in all its stages.
Yeah, and just for us not to be complacent.
Right.
I think if something's been happening now for 49 years, we might think, well, I think it's wrong, but what can change? And we need. It's kind of like the walls of Jericho. You got to keep praying and let God do the rest, but we can't get lazy or complacent.
Yeah.
So keep, especially today, prayer and sacrifice, and then and tomorrow as well for this noble cause.
Yeah. Sunday.
Yeah, we have that second
week, yes.
collection. We only have 2 baskets, so instead of being a basket in the front, basket in the back, there will be 2 baskets at the foot of the altar. One will be for the parish, one will be for the International Institute. Some of you have already been incredibly generous with dropping off gift cards or checks for this. You can do the same this weekend in that basket.
Yeah, awesome work they do here in St. Louis. We've also got another family day this Sunday. A number of our families love to get together after the 10:30 a.m. Mass for a great reflection for parents. This weekend, at least, we'll focus on communication. But yeah, just an opportunity to further what happens at Mass to kind of, I guess, extend beyond just what happens in that hour. So yeah, that'll be in Bollinger Hall, the lower church hall, after the 10:30 a.m. Mass. Bring the kids. It should be an awesome time for our families to have fellowship and to grow.
Mm-hmm. Very much. And then the Women's Acts ministry will speak this weekend at all the masses, and then they'll be in the lobby to answer questions. And that retreat is coming up quickly, February 17th.
Yes,
to the
President's Day weekend.
Yes, your favorite. So
yes,
yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, it should be a good time. Baptisms. We had Francesca Lynn Hassler, daughter of DJ and Jamie. Yes. Did you have that baptism?
I did. Yeah, yes. She was lovely.
Good. And then funerals. We unfortunately lost Thomas Hartman, a longtime Incarnate Word parishioner. We celebrated his funeral this week. And then Dick Barber, husband of Barb and mother of Amy Tersluski, sorry. He passed away, unfortunately, last weekend as well. His memorial mass will be Saturday, February 5th, I believe. So we pray for them, for the repose of their souls, and the consolation of their families. All right, readings this weekend.
Are you preaching?
I am not. The deacon is preaching for me.
Unbelievable.
So,
yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Well, I'm going to stay with Paul. Last week I talked about his many gifts, but the same Spirit. And this weekend, going to talk about the many different members, but all members of the same body. And really relate that specifically to issues I see here at Incarnate Word, division that I see in our parish right now with politics, with COVID, with things like that. Sadly, we're falling into the same trap that the Corinthians were. And they were fighting each other. They were comparing themselves to each other. They were trying to be like, I'm right, I'm better. And that's kind of different topic, but the same problem.
Right.
So really just encouraging us, first of all, to apply what St. Paul was saying to our reality right now, but then to remember that if we define ourselves by a political party or by a current topic and a strategy, by a camp, we will never have a community, because those things will always divide us. But if we say, hey, despite these differences, which are significant, but despite the differences, we still share the same body. We are still children of God. We are still members of Christ's body. We can get through this and actually still love each other, even despite those differences.
Right.
And we had this in my family, especially this summer. It was pretty rough. And we had to make a choice of, are we going to stay in our little camps and fight each other, or are we going to say, hey, we're going to disagree on this, but we are still all members of the Schrader family. We still love each other no matter what. And we've kind of moved to that stage, which is wonderful, but really painful to work through it. And that's where we kind of, as an Incarnate Word family, we really need to kind of name the problem, wrestle with it within ourselves, and then move on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of talk about it
Sure.
in those terms. And the way I keep thinking about it is, sometimes you got smelly feet, or you got dirty hands, or you have clogged ears. You don't cut them off. You fix them. You help them. You get them back to wholeness. So that's kind of where we are, or where we need to be, instead of trying to...
None of those specific things have ever been a problem for me,
That's
but
good.
I don't know what that says about your upbringing. Anyway, we hope you have a wonderful day today. Stay warm. Look forward to seeing you this weekend here at Incarnate. And hope you have a wonderful day and a great week. See you soon.
All right, God bless.
God bless.